Well, it's 2023. A number of policies go into effect in many states across the country.
I don't give a fuck.
None more insane
Don't say it.
than, you guessed it, Kalifornistan.
No! God, please, no! No!
I'm Jazz Borganzo, and this
No!
is what's next. Happy Monday, everyone. Jazz Borganzo here. Another episode of What's Next? Your daily dose of common sense, facts, and salt. When it comes to leftist insanity, the states that pop into your head, most significant, New York, California. Well, we saw Kathy Hochul get inaugurated for her second term. Actually, technically, her first term as elected, quote unquote, governor. And of course, as we saw in 2022, New York is the safest it's ever been. Well, according to Gavin Newsom in California, tells New York to hold my beer. Here are some of the insane policies that this moron in California is enacting. And sadly, you Californians, you're going to pay for it royally. Let's take a look. This comes out of Breitbart. California's crazy new year. 5 radical laws go into effect and 1 on hold. California will see several radical laws go into effect on Sunday, January 1, including the law making a state, quote, a sanctuary for kids suffering mental illness, i.e. tranny madness, and the law imposing penalties on doctors for, quote, COVID misinformation. We're still dealing with this shit. Here are the 5 most radical of the new laws. 1+1 currently on hold in the courts, taking place on New Year's Day in the Golden State, with little effective opposition from a shrinking Republican legislative minority. It's up to you, parents. It's up to you. Number 1, SB 107, sanctuary state for transgender kids. The law signed by Governor Newsom in September protects the use of drugs and surgeries to provide so-called gender-affirming care, i.e. child mutilation, to children from other states where the use of such treatments is restricted or criminalized. Why? Because it's demonic. It prohibits doctors from releasing information to other states and prohibits California courts interfering in child custody over such treatments. Prohibits the courts. This is a legislative law. What do you mean you prevent the courts from doing anything about it? This is bullshit. It's 5 more. Number 2, AB 2098, COVID misinformation. The law signed in September requires California medical license boards to take disciplinary action against doctors who are involved with the dissemination of misinformation and disinformation related to the COOF. The law does not take into effect the account that the fact that authorities like Anthony Fauci, Lord Fauci, changed their recommendations over time. Wow. Still dealing with this bullshit. Wow, unbelievable. Even with all the factual info from Malone, McCullough, Atlas, Jay Bhattacharya. Now, who gives 2 fucks? It's all lies. Why? Because we must listen to Fauci. Number 3, AB 2147, decriminalize jaywalking because of RAHCISM. Think about that. Jaywalking is now racist. Wow, just throw it in with everything else. This law, called the Freedom to Walk Act, presumes that jaywalking is racism because it supposedly enforces unevenly by the nation's most left-wing state in communities of color. Where people supposedly cannot afford to pay the fines, the law prevents police from stopping people who are crossing the street illegally unless they are in danger. Yes. White, black, Asian. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You white people. You're going to pay the fines. But anybody else, nah, because it's racist. Fucking clownery. Number 4, SB 1375, allowing nurses to perform abortions without doctors. Nurses to perform in the death mills. The most innocent of us, without doctors. Wow. This law attempts to expand access to abortion by allowing qualified nurses to perform certain abortion procedures in the first trimester of pregnancy without the supervision of a doctor. This new law will take effect alongside the new provision in California Constitution passed by a referendum in 2022, guaranteeing the right to kill and murder your children. Enjoy it, California. Number 5, SB 357, decriminalizing loitering for prostitution. This law by another state senator, Scott Wiener. There you go. San Francisco, of course, the land of fruit and nuts, decriminalizes loitering for public the purpose of committing prostitution, which remains a crime. So prostitution is still a crime, but if you're loitering and you're a hoe, nothing's going to happen to you. It also allows convicted of such loitering to petition a court for dismissal of sealing their cases. The law aims to remove the social stigma of sex work. It also comes with amid a statewide crime wave. So not only are stores getting robbed and people getting shot and killed and murdered, but when it comes to prostitution loitering, you best be leaving that alone. On hold, AB 257, state control of fast food restaurants. As reported last year by Breitbart, the law creates a 10-member political bureau known as Fast Food Council, which would serve for 10 years and would set wages and working conditions for the fast food industry. It has been suspended by the courts after a coalition of restaurants that collected petitions, signature laws, sued to block it until a referendum can be held. Newsom has signed several other radical laws that go into effect in future years. He is currently thought to be mulling for a run for president. Please, Newsom, please run. And is establishing a national reputation as a left-wing nutjob on cultural issues. What can you say about California? Or Kalifornistan, as I like to call it. The land of fruits and nuts. When you have Newsom signing these insane, and if you didn't catch the first two, insane policies into effect. Sanctuary city policies for transgender kids. So if you want to chop off Johnny's balls, lop off Susie's breasts, and you can't do it in your state, well, come to California, and we'll probably do it for nothing. And of course, the death mills, the intentional and continuing killing of the most innocent of us. Just because. Man, when it comes to jaywalking, that's racism. That is racism. How dare you give me a ticket because I'm black, or I'm Asian, or I'm something else, Hispanic, But if I'm white, here's your bill, here's your fine, you're going to pay for it and like it, bigot. So much insanity, so much stupidity, so much assholery. New York, what you got for me? I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.